Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Brendan, and we are back with more WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 General Manager mode. Yes, we are back again. Now, if you missed the previous episode, go ahead and check it out. We kind of just went through some new rivalries, some potential trades, and kind of where we're going to go with GM mode in the future, and things like that. So if you missed it, go check it out, episode number 19. You can find it on my channel, and it was the aftermath of the Great American Bash pay-per-view, which was a very successful one for us. And as you can see, we checked out the Powerful 25 right now and seeing where we're at. We've got a lot of guys in that top 10. In fact, most of the SmackDown roster is top 10 material. And there you go. There are currently number one contenders for the world title there. As you can see, you get about 6-7 guys who are the number one contender there. So we're looking to kind of make some trades in the coming weeks. We want to spice up the roster a little bit. And we're looking to make a trade here. So we've got Nitro and Sabu. And we've got Marcus Corvon, and I think this is a trade we wanted to do. You know, we've done everything we can kind of do with Corvon right now, and I feel as though Nitro and Sabu, two lightweight guys that we can insert into the Cruiserweight division, would really benefit our roster. And decline, you prick, Tommy Dreamer, you asshole. I mean, it was a good trade. I mean, Corvon for Nitro and Sabu. Come on, Dreamer, what the hell are you doing, man? But anyways, we're going to boost him up. We'll get him. We'll go get those two guys. One little trophy date, which kind of went a little bit too well for us. And that should do us. So let's see if Dreamer will give us our two men. So Sabu and Nitro, both around about 75, I think 77 popularity. So not too bad. And we're going to try and be a little bit cheeky. Let's see if we can get Kenny Dykstra while we're at it. Oh, and we did. So we were a little bit cheeky there. We got a little bit more than we probably should have. We got 3 guys for the price of 1. Now that's something that will certainly value and benefit us in the future. So we got 3 new Cruiserweight guys, which we definitely need. That's something we've kind of been struggling in, is the Cruiserweight division. I mean, it's basically been Elijah Burke versus Rey Mysterio times that by 10. So that's been frustrating. But now we have Nitro, Sabu, Dykstra in there as well. And I think we have JTG. That's probably about it, really, but not too bad. Not too bad for a Cruiserweight division. And we can build Dykstra up. I know I don't really like to use trophy days too often, but we're going to build him up to get to that 80 popularity cutoff. And like I said in the previous video, I like to have everyone on my roster above 80 popularity. Then we can kind of smooth it out from there. So this is what we have right now. So we had the Hardy Boys versus the Crime Time last week. I didn't put them in a rivalry for some reason beforehand. They're in a rivalry now, and we're making every rivalry for No Mercy, which is 10 weeks away. So that gives us the freedom, if we want to continue it past SummerSlam, that we can. Because SummerSlam, let's face it, probably going to get 1, maybe 2 matches, I'm pretty sure. So we're not really going to get much of the pay-per-view from the rivalries that we set. So we're going to make them for No Mercy. We probably won't have the match, that rivalry last for 10 weeks until then, but if we do, you know, it'll get a good payoff. So, Mysterio versus Nitro for the Cruiserweight title. Let's do that one. That should be good. And now we have some other new combinations we can do. I think we can spice it up a little bit, have a little bit more interesting rivalries. And, you know, adding in Sabu will now actually free up a new tag team, I think so. And as you can see there, MVP versus Elijah Burke. Both guys dirty. We have to turn one of those guys babyface. Because I really want to do MVP versus Elijah Burke. US title matchup. So getting Elijah Burke away from the Cruiserweight title for a little bit, bring him over to the US title, because he has good popularity. He's a popular guy, and I think he could certainly boost up our our US title division quite nicely. So our 4 main eventers, they're all going to go at it in a steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Mainly because all those guys are begging. Everyone on the roster right now is begging me for a title match. Brendan, please give me a freaking title match. To shut them up, I'm going to give them a title match. So throw them on a Fatal 4-Way Steel Cage match. That should be an exciting one there. So can Batista hold on? I don't know. Hardy Boys versus Crime Time as well. That should be a good one. And so like I said, we have Sandman and Sabu. They're a new tag team we can use as well. So that actually gives us 3 proper tag teams to use on the roster, which is certainly another aspect that we are struggling with. I'm looking to probably sign one more tag team, I think. I don't really like to throw a tag team together. You know, worst comes to worst, we can do that. But like we did with Chris Masters and the Sandman. But if we can do, which was a fucking terrible tag team, by the way, but if we can get a natural, organic, proper tag team on the roster, then we'll go ahead and do that. So that's the plan. Brendan and Kane, they'll have a match as well. We might put them in a feud, actually. That could be something to give those guys something to do in the meantime before, one of those guys challenges for the US title again, which I think is inevitable. As Sabu and Sandman, they'll make their debut as a tag team. Don't really have another tag team to face them, really, so I think we just have to fucking use whoever we can muster up here. I've already got Kane in the match. I don't know, we just get to, whoever's left, whoever's available, we'll just chuck them in a matchup. And so Kenny Dykstra and Elijah Burke. But I think we're not actually using MVP. So go to Inactive Superstar. It's a good way to check which superstar you haven't used. So I just did that there. Realised we haven't used MVP. Might as well use the guy with the higher popularity. And hey, let's just say that Elijah Burke and MVP had a bit of a difference halfway through the match, and one of the guys turned at each other, creates a feud. Let's pretend that happened. There we go. There's the feud starter right there. So I think they'll do us for this week's card. I think that's a pretty decent one. I think obviously we're going to play the World Heavyweight Championship matchup. That's a huge match. So let's go ahead. We'll go play that matchup now, and let's go check that one out. Watching it, of course, we don't play title matches, just like on Universe Mode. I don't like to play any title match because, let's face it, if I play it, I probably will win. I've got a pretty high percentage chance of winning it, so we don't really want that to kind of hinder any possible results and, tamper. I don't want any match fixing around here. We don't condone that here on the BrendenPlayz channel, so no match fixing. And this is one guy that I would be putting my money on right now if I had to. The Undertaker, the former World Heavyweight Champion. In fact, everyone in this match has been the former World Heavyweight Champion, except CM Punk. So maybe CM Punk is due for a victory. So we'll have to wait and see. But the Undertaker is certainly a force to be reckoned with here on our GM mode. I mean, I'm looking forward to what is in store, especially at SummerSlam. We have a really exciting card, and here is Cena getting booed out of the building. I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can't, but the old heel Cena. So he's a former world champ, and I'm pretty glad that he's not the champ anymore, to be honest. For a while there, Cena was the champ on like every one of my games, on Universe Mode, on GM Mode, and I just couldn't get away from Cena being the champ. I just had to find a way to fuck Cena off, and now he's not on either game, which is great. I know I'm not the biggest Cena hater anymore, used to be, but it was a little annoying. Just wanted to win every freaking title that I had on my bloody games. But here's CM Punk, old school CM Punk. God, doesn't he look different there compared to now? The longer hair, missing a few tats, probably looking a bit in better shape, to be honest. But yes, so this is going to be a very difficult matchup for Batista, who just won the title. Steel cage will be a very interesting match indeed, and pretty tough challenge, pretty tough assignment to do straight after winning the title, defending a fatal four-way steel cage match. I can't see Batista walking out as the champion, to be honest, but it's going to be difficult for him, no doubt about that. And honestly, GM mode is looking good. A couple of new changes. These new trades I just did really open up a lot more avenues, a lot more doors. Indeed, we've got a lot of exciting things coming ahead on GM mode. No doubt about that. We get, like I said, one more tag team, and I think the roster is nearly about right. Maybe one higher, another kind of main event cruiserweight guy, so like an Edge, or who else is there? Who the fuck else is there? I mean, that's probably about it, really. Oh, Shawn Michaels is another one. So one of those two guys, if you can bring them over, so we have a guy who can go for the world title as well as the cruiserweight title if we need him to do that, would be really handy. Obviously, we can build Sabu or Johnny Nitro, whoever we have now, into that role, but we need that to kind of happen naturally. The thing is, once they get past 80 popularity, I don't like to fuck with it. I don't just like to leave it there, leave them at that popularity, unless I want to trade them out like we saw with Marcus Corbin. So I just want to leave that there. If they win enough matches and get their popularity to the point where they're above 95 or whatever, then hey, they deserve to be in the World Championship picture. But, I'm not going to put them there. I'm not going to do that. We got into that last episode, how you know, having too many guys at 100 popularity can really tamper and fuck with your roster. You don't want that to happen. So we're going to try and avoid that. So these guys, like Sabu, Nitro, and whoever, once they get to that 80 popularity level, they're going to have to try and earn that themselves. So we could just bring in a guy like Edge or Shawn Michaels, who I think are both currently at over 90 popularity on their respective shows. Bring them over would be very handy, because then we have... so let's say, for example, we get Michaels, so we get Shawn Michaels, we've got Rey Mysterio, we've got Elijah Burke, all guys around that 90 plus popularity mark. So you could put them in the world title picture and go, okay, I understand. And you wouldn't be going, what the fuck was that guy? Like, you don't want Kenny Dykstra really to be in the world championship picture, do you? You know, who really wants that? Nobody. So even the game, you know, says Kenny Dykstra is not popular at all. You know, even the game, you know, recognizes that he's a loser. So we don't really want him in that situation. So we want someone that we kind of like and kind of respect to be in that situation. Someone that we would believe in real life would be in that situation. So we had Shawn Michaels, bring him in. You know, we could put him in the world title scene. And hey, if we want him to fight Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight Championship, he can go ahead and do that if he wants. So that allows us the Cruiserweight Championship to be a little bit more credible, more exciting, as well as the world title scene getting another major main event player in that. Obviously, you know, I feel as though the Cruiserweight title, having it on Rey Mysterio is a bit of a cop-out. You know, you could really use Rey Mysterio in the main event picture. You'd probably rather have it on someone like Kenny Dykstra, who's a Cruiserweight, around that, you know, 80 popularity range, because you're not really going to have a 95 popularity Rey Mysterio holding the Cruiserweight Championship. You know, he's better off elsewhere fighting over a major championship that's going to probably reduce higher match ratings. But you know, when you're not using Mysterio in the World Championship picture, it's good to have him with a belt, because obviously his high popularity is going to boost the match rating of those Cruiserweight Championship matches. Whereas having, you know, a 65 popularity Hurricane, Gregory Helms, with the belt is not going to really do you much favors in terms of match ratings. So, you know, long term, not good. Short term, it is good. And, you know, obviously long term, we are going to build Dykstra and others, and Nitro and Sabu and all these other guys that we may bring in the future to that role that we want them to be in, you know, that top level cruiserweight. So here is The Undertaker. He might sneak away here. Batista's pretty distracted. Cena's down. Punk's down. Batista went for a kick. He's not going to kick Undertaker off the cage when Undertaker's 10 feet above him. And you know what? That's a quick match, and that means The Undertaker is the new world champion. He's got the title back in the Fatal 4-Way. Well, how about that? Undertaker wins it again. He just can't get the belt off him right now. And I think that might make him, what, a 3-time world champion on a GM mode? I've got the stats written down somewhere. That's something I also do keep. I keep all the stats of everything that happens in our GM mode, so you'll know who is a what-time champion on our GM mode by the end of it, which will be pretty cool. You know, if we do actually get through GM mode, God help us if we do. That'll be cool to look back on and go, okay, hey, Undertaker held the belt 6 times for a total of 18 weeks. You know, that'd be pretty cool to look at, you know, when you finish GM mode. So that's something we keep as well. So that's something I think nobody else really does on GM mode. Hell, I wouldn't know. I don't watch any GM modes anyways. But anyways, that is it for SmackDown. Well, our matchup. Let's go check out what else happened on SmackDown. So the debut of the new tag team, Sandman and Sabu. Finally, Sandman is a winning tag team. They beat MVP Elijah Burke. So it makes sense. Brendan beat Kane. I think Mysterio won that match as well. That went a little bit quickly while I was talking. And the Hardy Boys beat Crime Time. So Kenny Dykstra having a little bitch and complain that, hey, mate, I'm not earning enough money. I'm really popular and I'm super popular. Give me more money. So we better do that for him. So 3-star match, 3.5-star match, 3.5-star match, 3-star, and a 4.5-star. So not bad. So overall 3.5-star rated show. Let's go check out what Raw did. So they had a 3-star rated show. Yeah, probably deserved that. Okay, 3-star. That's a fair enough rating from them. ECW had a 3-star rated as well. And yeah, they probably deserved that. So that means we had a winning week, which is a rare thing because we do know that the rating system on the opposition shows is ridiculous, but we are getting a winning week, and that's a good thing for us. We kind of needed that just to get us back in the ratings contention, because we are slipping a little bit, which does happen in the early parts of GM mode, as many of you guys who played it will know. So a little bit of a gain there, so not too bad God, some of those guys at the top got a lot of fatigue problems, and we're giving Dykstra a bit of a pay raise just to shut him up. And a couple of guys are going to low on their contract there. I think, Jeff Hardy is one of them, so boost up his contract a little bit. I think we can also use Jeff Hardy in the cruiserweight scene as well. I forgot about him. So, that's pretty much it. We're just going through a lot of these guys, not happy that they're losing, and a lot of these guys want title matches, as I said earlier, so that's something we're going to do. So, certainly SummerSlam, No Mercy, we will look to please these guys and give them a title match, give them what they want, and the foundations of a couple of new feuds have been set, and there you go, Undertaker, new World Heavyweight Champion. That pretty much wraps it up for this week's episode, guys. Well, today's episode, this week on Smackdown vs. Raw GM mode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Of course, follow me on Twitter at BrendenPlayz, and subscribe if you haven't already. More GM mode coming real soon. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.